Hi everyone, this is Jess, aka Sketchwriter Jess. Today is Talk Thursday, and it's possible this won't be up until Friday, but I am filming it on Thursday, and that's the important thing. Today's topic is consistency. Now, there's also going to be oracle cards too, but today's topic is consistency, and this is something I've always had a problem with. I have bookmarks, and I made them, I coded them, and I actually have them here to show you. These are something I said would be in the shop today, but I'm actually not going to put them in until Saturday. So just in case you're looking for bookmarks, here's one, here's two, here's three, here's four, and here's a fifth one. Now, I don't know what the numbers are actually going to be when I put them in the shop, but basically I decided that I would just number them when I actually put them in the Etsy store. So today I did want to talk about how this all worked. I actually have coloring pages in the shop, and I used the coloring page and cut it up into sections and then got those bookmarks. And each of those coloring pages are $2 a piece. And you know, it's real easy to make the bookmarks from. I learned today that it's really a good idea to multitask, but the way I did it today, I did it in such a way that I wasn't doing two things at once. I put down one thing and then picked up the other thing. So, like, I was trying to figure out, I wanted to coat my bookmarks. Well, then I realized, oh, you know, I need to write a description for these. So after I was done with that, I wrote the description, and those bookmarks were drying. And then I made a draft in my Etsy shop after that. And again, like, after that, there had to be 2 coats on it. So during the second coat, I worked on, like, a project I've been wanting to work on. You know, I make hats. I make them for these broadcasts. I like having them. It's kind of like having my thinking cap on. Helps me kind of get into the flow of filming. And at some point I'm thinking, because I enjoy making them so much, I'm thinking of selling them in my shop. I also want to have a pattern made of it. I've made patterns before for other items, and I may sell those at some point, but I'm not sure yet. The hats are like really what I want to work on, so I thought if I'm like known for the hats, it'd be easier to sell. So, consistency has been something that I've always had a tough time with. I would always say, oh, I'm going to have this or that in the shop, and there's like these little pieces of lint everywhere. Like, I have a cloth, and it's like sweat cloth or something. It's got lint. Anyways, I just have a hard time sticking to something and, like, getting it done on time. If you notice on my videos, my films, I have different days, but they always end up going up like at 1 in the morning the next day. And I think part of it is just feeling this process out, figuring out how long things take to do. Things that I think are going to take less time take more time than I think. And that goes for anything with consistency. I think the secret is knowing how much time to allot to each thing that you're going to work on so that it's done on time and you can get it in on a certain day. These things were supposed to be in my shop tonight, but I'm beginning to think maybe Saturdays are a better day, because what I do is I pick one of the readings that I've done this week and put it on the blog. Now, usually the Thursday ones don't go up on the blog. It's usually one of the other ones. And then you guys have it to print out if you want. Most of mine only go on Instagram. But if you put them up, if I put them up on my blog, then you have them. They won't have any artwork with them, but they do have a card spread. So if you wanted to use it as notes and you want to do your own journaling, then you have it there for you. And I'm not taking it down. It's not going to go anywhere. There may be some artwork inspired by the pieces that goes up in the shop. But other than that, the actual notes and write-up of one of those readings will be up. My most popular spread is the Divine Inspiration spread. So Wednesdays, I think I'm going to do that. Wisdom comes in all different forms, and I think when it comes to writing and art, there are different ways to express that. So I like that. So now what I'd like to do is pick an oracle card, and this is the Notes from the Universe deck here, and I'm going to pick one. If a whole bunch come out, they do, but I'm only going to write about one, and I'll show you the other ones. So I'm going to ask my spirit guides represented by totems, which I will introduce at the end of the video. Mombasa, Cal, Chuck, and Angel Uriel. What is the best thing that we can learn today about consistency? So I'm shuffling these. I'm attempting to shuffle these cards. And I will read the whole card, don't worry. I know in one video I didn't do that, and I got a dislike on it, and I'm assuming that's why. But, I learned my lesson, so I'm going to make sure you guys have it. Now some of these are reversed. Well, that doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter if these are reversed. They're not that type of card. Okay, now I'll cut the deck, and I'll do a waterfall shuffle. That's the most fair way to do it. When I waterfall shuffle, I shuffle until there's just one sticking out. Oops, one of them fell out. I had a feeling this would happen, but I'm not going to accept them. I'm just going to pick the one. Ah, you kidding me? Maybe I should have gone with the other two. You know what to do. Yeah, that's real helpful. Okay, here we go. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart. Because truly, it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. A whole lot. Not that I don't love your mind. The universe. Okay, that's the one. I'm going to write some verse, and then I will write prose poem. So I invite you to write now. It's the 13th today. All right. Okay, now it's time for the prose poem. Excuse me. Okay, I know that was short, but sometimes short is better. Sometimes we don't need to have a big long explanation for something. So I'm going to read the poem and then I'll read the prose poem. I know I need to be consistent. I'm nervous. What if I become successful? So many orders, such little time. Sure, I could fail. However, I'm determined for my shop to be a success. Here's the prose poem. Consistency is key in being successful. It's something that lets people know you are here for them and that you'll always have something for them to indulge in or use to learn from. That's what my soul said. That's what it said was going to be, so I guess that's what the answer is. Now, consistency can be different for everybody. I know some people, they're really into being consistent on social media. And so they'll just talk about their shop, or they may not even talk about their shop. They just post stuff. And then people find their shop. They love the person so much. Like, oh, I want to get what they have. I would say authors are probably like that. The best authors don't just spam people. They also kind of let people in on their process. And they let people in on, I don't know, just being relatable. I think being relatable is important if you're trying to build up an audience. For me, I think my audience, well, you, if you're watching, my audience is looking for something to slow them down. They want something that is going to give them what they need to focus on their goals. Some of my books, my earlier books from 2017 and 18, they're ebooks. And you can buy them two ways. There's one site called Sketchwriter Just Press, which has them with PayPal links. So if you don't want to buy them on Etsy, you don't have to. At some point I may switch that to something else. I may put it on a different site or something. Or even on my blog. I'm not sure yet. And then I have them in Etsy. And one of them is called How to Like Yourself Now to Survive. And the other one is called How to Journal Now to Solve Life's Problems. And they're both good in their own way. They are helpful. One of them helped me, one of the methods I used helped me to get to the right medicine combination, so it's real important. The other one is more about bullet journaling and layouts and using them to organize time and stuff. I have left my bullet journal for a couple months. There are just certain things that a bullet journal doesn't help with, and those are the things that were on my mind, mostly health related or personal related, things that just don't go in a bullet journal. Especially if you're sharing it with people, which I was doing. I would share like my schedule and stuff like that. But I am thinking of getting back into it. One thing with bullet journaling, though, is you have to draw everything out. I know there are some people, they sell stickers, so there are certain things that you can use to make things easier, like you can get number stickers and stuff like that for dates and times and all that. Basically, time and consistency are my two biggest foes. They are the things that are really difficult for me to stick to. And there are things that I need to work on. I think when there is something that is always an issue, I mean, you could even say it's like a karmic lesson if you want to think of it that way. It's like a lesson that you have to learn in order to grow. So this one thing with being on time, being consistent, things that have actually caused me problems in the past. Like I was always that student who finished their paper like at night and then handed in right the next day. Or I'd even come in late and hand it in and they'd still take it, but, I was lucky they took it. I got fired for being 2 minutes late every day. But then I was bringing in my special coffee. I'm glad that they fired me. That was a bad job. I was so stupid. Yes, I have my special coffee, thank you. Iced coffee that I make at home. So, it's my special coffee. But, time is something that has always been really hard for me to keep track of. Part of it is, I'm home all the time. I mean, I do go out sometimes, but I stay home most of the time. I work from home. But I don't mean work from home like one of those work from home scam things. Not that. I mean, I work at home. That's what I should say. I work at home. I work on my own business. And I've sold a few things here and there over the past couple of years. I've sold things in person to people. So like any major sales I've had have been in person for other things. But, not, well, I should say major, like things that cost more than $1 or $6. More like, they may have cost like $20 or something, nothing major. And if I did earn anything like that, I always report it to the disability office anyways. So I always report when I make a lot of money. I'm always honest about that. But one thing about disability, I put in my time. I put in my money in there. I worked. So people think like people on disability have never worked or something. Maybe some of them haven't. But I worked at jobs. And my Social Security went in there. So that's why I have disability. And that's what I get paid with. So people who think people on disability are lazy or something, they don't know anything. They really don't. And if you're on disability for mental illness or anything, don't be ashamed of it. People will try to make you feel ashamed, but as long as you keep working on something, like I'm always working on my art and my writing. These films that I've been doing have been really helpful for me. I don't know, I like the idea of helping people. So if I can save people pain, if I can get them to grow a little bit and not feel as much pain as I've had to feel, I feel like I've done my job. I just don't think you have to feel an extreme amount of pain to grow. I mean, if you think about it, when you're a kid and you have growing pains, they kind of feel like a Charlie horse. They're the kind of thing, it hurts a little bit and you feel it for like maybe a couple hours or something, and then you're done. And that is what it should be like. That is what growth should be like. It should not be something where like you did something and you broke your arm or something like that. It grows back, but that's really tough. That's tough to come back from, breaking a leg or breaking an arm or something like that. I actually broke my arm when I was younger, but anyways, I think people have this notion that in order to grow, you have to be in so much pain. I just disagree. I don't think you have to be. So, check out my shop, Sketchwriter Jess, on Etsy. At some point, I may have some of my items on my blog. Things like digital items, which can always be downloaded. But right now, I'm using Etsy because it's the easiest thing to use, and it's not bad. I mean, it gives you nice amount of people, that can look at your items. So, oh, and I forgot to introduce my little guys. So, I've got Chuck the Duck. He's a writing duck. I got him for NaNoWriMo. You put him on your table, and people who do NaNoWriMo will see the duck, and they know they can sit down with you and write. I've got my spirit, my little sweet spirit guide, Mombasa. I got her from the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. She's just one of my favorite dolls, and I give her hugs. I mean, whoever made her must have been a really kind person, because I always feel good when I hold her. And then we have Cal, the clarinetist, and he is somebody my parents got me when I ended up being first chair in clarinet when I was in 7th grade. And then here's Angel Uriel. She looks like a little Swiss doll. I've seen pictures of what people think Uriel looks like, and they look blonde-haired and blue-eyed, and kind of look like this doll. She's adorable. Yeah, I love dolls. They're so sweet. Well, not all of them. I know there's creepy dolls, too. Yeah. There are those creepy dolls that you're like, I don't know. And if you notice, yes, I tried to do this video a little differently with the lighting. I've gotten some complaints from some people who watch my videos. They don't like the fan. And I usually say, if you don't like the fan, then you can click off. But I thought I would try this and see how it goes. So, if you leave something in the comments, saying what you think about it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it this way, but I don't know. We'll see. So, also I'm on Instagram, and I will leave the notes for this Talk Thursday on Instagram tonight. Yes, tonight. So, I will see you back on Sunday for Star-Crossed Sunday. So, take care. Bye.